Okay, and we've got UNOH tennis coach Phil Carlisle here, and Phil, the preseason NAIA rankings for both men and women were released just yesterday, and the men showing up at number 19. So, pretty great spot for them. A lot of pressure that comes with that, though. So, I guess just briefly kind of talk about gaining that ranking and what that means to this program and you guys.
Well, obviously, we're extremely excited to be in the rankings to begin the season. That's actually up 2 spots from where we finished last year. So, it gives us a benchmark, I guess. It's great that people think that highly of us. Having said that, we have a lot of high goals for this year. We play one of the toughest schedules in the country. We'll play 8 teams ranked in the top 27. So, we're going to have our opportunities to move up, and we strive to move up. We're happy with 19. We're not content with 19. We're not satisfied with that at all. We're looking to move up, but extremely honored to be there to start the year. That's a huge deal. So,
right. Talk a little bit about the season coming up because the men played up at Toledo, so we're into the spring season already. Talk a little bit about what you need to see from this team, what it's going to take from these guys in order to move up and compete well in those 8 games against the top 27.
Yeah, we've been putting in the work right now, a lot of fitness work, a lot of physical training, obviously the practices, we've been very intense, we've asked them to give a lot of energy, we've, asked for a lot of effort at practice. The reason we do that is we play such a strong schedule that we have to be at our best day in and day out. That's every day at practice, that's every match that we play. I mean, we don't have an easy match. So, we go, our toughest stretch of the whole season, we'll play 5 teams in the top 20 in the span of 8 days.
Wow.
Between Kentucky and Florida, and, our guys have to be ready for that. They've got to be ready for the physical challenge, the mental challenge, the emotional challenge. It's tough. So we've been pushing them very hard at practice. They've responded well. They're working extremely hard as I've ever seen them work. Getting the best out of each other, getting the best from myself and Amelia. So, we're extremely excited about the opportunity that we have. They understand the opportunity that we have, and they're pushing hard. Like I said, they're not content with 19. They want that top 10. They want, we want Aquinas. That's everything's kind of geared towards that April 13th match with Aquinas, and the guys are excited about that opportunity. And Aquinas is ranked number 9 right now, and so that's kind of where we want to get to.
Right. When you talk about the men's tennis team specifically this year, you start with Daniel. Talk a little bit about him, and he made quite the splash this fall season in his first experience in college tennis. Talk a little bit about the work he's put in and what fans can expect to see from him after a full winter of putting in work.
Yeah, with Daniel, you can just expect to see somebody who's extremely passionate about competition, who he just absolutely hates to lose. So he goes out there and he fights as hard as he possibly can, day in and day out. He works hard at practice. One of the things that he and I have talked about is he pushes the guys behind him to reach his level so that they can push him to reach a higher level. And that's what he's been doing, and he's doing a great job. And, he had a great fall. But, again, he's not content with that. He understands the challenge of playing number 1 day in and day out, the responsibility that comes with that, the leadership that we expect from him, even as a freshman. To really lead this team. He's got the toughest matches every day. Every match he's going to be challenged, and so he knows he has to be at his best every single day. And that number 3 by his name for the national ranking puts a target on his back. People want to beat him to get their name in the papers, to get their rankings up, to get the attention for them. So he has a tough challenge, but he's embraced it and he's working very, very hard. And I'm excited to see what he can do this spring. I'm excited to see how he handles that challenge for a long season, more than just a few matches, and I think he's going to do great, so we're definitely excited about that.
Right, now let's talk about the women here. They were in the receiving votes category, just outside that top 25, and before we started recording this, you made a comment of basically alluding to the fact that that's not going to last long. You expect to see them rise up those rankings as well. I guess the question is, why do you expect that? What have they shown you in this offseason that makes you believe that they can move up like that?
Well, the girls have put in a ton of work even outside of practice. Most of our girls were playing the 6-week break that we had. They were playing almost every day. We saw just drastic improvements from them in the fall to now. It's like a totally different team. We're just playing at an exceptionally high level. And this is a team that finished about 26th last year, and we brought back our top 5, and all of them have improved significantly. Most teams aren't going to recognize us. We're going to be fitter, faster, stronger, just better players. And so we expect, we have some challenging matches. We play, again, 8 teams in the top 30 for the women. Obviously, the big ones for us are Davenport and Aquinas. They're the ones that really are going to challenge us in the conference. And Davenport right now is ranked 25th, and they're going to be our first match, big match, our first opportunity to move up in the rankings March 16th. So, we're kind of gearing towards that, but the girls are playing extremely well. Their first match will be on Saturday, and we're excited to kind of see how all this work will translate to an actual match. But yeah, we expect, our goals for them are similar to the goals for the guys. We're expecting to get up into the top 25, into the top 20, and hopefully around that, number 15. And they loved the national experience last year, and they want to go back. So they've put in the effort, they're putting in the work every single day, and they're ready. They're ready for the challenge, and we're excited to see what they can do.
You mentioned it there at the end, the national tournament. The women's tennis team was the first UNOH team to advance to a national tournament last year. So that's an experience, like you said, they really enjoyed, they really liked. Have you noticed that's been kind of a rallying cry for them of, hey, let's get back there, we want to do that, and we want to do more once we get down there?
Yeah, definitely. They were not satisfied with their finish last year, with going down there and just not, some of them played well, but overall they played a pretty strong team, and it was a short run for them. They were not satisfied with that. They loved the experience. They loved going down there and seeing all these great teams and knowing, where they need to be considered a great team nationally, not just in the conference. So that has definitely been motivation for them. They want to go back. They have embraced being the only UNOH team to go. They kind of, they like that. Yeah. They like that feeling, and so they know that they know that we're a better team this year than we were last year, and so their goals have not diminished whatsoever. They've increased, if anything. So that's been a huge motivation for them, and it's even something that they push it on the guys, to join them this year at national. So it's been very, very good that they had that experience last year and that they want it so badly again.
Great. All right. Well, thank you very much, Phil. We appreciate it.
Of course, no problem.